Oh hey, well, finishing the morning up $22,000. Really can't complain about that. I'm still in the zone watching a couple stocks, but another big green day. So you know what that means? I'm up $49,000 in the last 2 weeks. Well, in the last 8 days of trading. It's been an incredible 8 days. You know what? This is what November's all about, and this is the way it always is. November is when things pick up. December, it gets even stronger, and then January, boom, January's on fire. That's the way it's always been for me. These 3 months, this is where it's at. So making $22,000 today, it's a great day, but you know what? I think it's gonna get even better. So, I'm really gonna be digging deep and focusing these next few weeks because this is the time to make some really good money. So those of you guys who've been watching on the sidelines, I want you to know that it's not just me that's killing it. So during this recap, I'm gonna show you what some of our students did today. A couple students made $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, and they're trading side by side with me. And that's what I love to see. All right, guys, so enjoy this recap. Remember, don't forget, Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday coming next week. All right, everyone, so enjoy the recap. Questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll be back at it first thing on Monday morning. All right, see you then. All right, everyone, so we're gonna break down the trades from today. Like I said, did not come into the market this morning trying to be a hero, was not looking for anything super impressive, but things connected. And I'm gonna finish the morning up $22,000. So I'll give you guys, you can see on my trading platform here, 3 stocks I traded. ANY, I made $1,100. This is the one that I made $8,000 on yesterday. ABIL made $438. INPX, $20,000. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? There were some more moves today in the market. BOXL just now went from $2.20 to almost $3. And ABIL ended up hitting a high of it hit a high of 663 off of this little 5-minute bull flag, and I ended up totally missing it. One of the things that I always try to be careful of is after I have a really big winner, it's easy to get sloppy. Just your emotions when you have such a big win can kind of, give you that adrenaline rush and that, just endorphin of feeling really good. And then next thing you know, you jump into another stock and like that, you lose $5,000. Bradley, he says he's now up $13,057.60 on the day. What I'm going to do here, for those of you guys watching this recap on YouTube, I'm going to cut here and show you. I recorded my screen earlier today asking people how much they made this morning. So I'm going to... Actually, let's see. No, I can't play it back for you guys watching live because it's on the wrong computer. So I'm going to put that in right now, and you guys will see how much some of our students made this morning. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars were made today and yesterday on these 2 stocks. All right, so what I want you guys to do is give me a shout out of how much you made either today on INPX or yesterday on ANY. The last 2 days, we have been killing it. ANY yesterday, off the watch list, the entry was 309. That ended up squeezing up to a high of, $7.50. Today, INPX jumped in for the break of $5. It squeezed up to a high of $7.25. I mean, I'm up $28,000 in the last 2 days. I want to see how you guys are doing. I saw Bradley earlier say he was up 12,000. Double the daily goal, 14,000, Scotty. Some of you guys are taking some big trades. 4,500, 2,000. $1,300, $700, $2,200. So those of you guys who are, in your first week here and you're seeing some obvious huge moves. I want you to remember to trade in the sim. I don't want you guys to get FOMO and be like, oh man, I got to start trading with real money right away. Because if you do, there's a really good chance you're going to mismanage the risk. You're going to screw up the trade, and you're going to be, the one out of, however many here, the two out of however many here who are red on the same stock that, is up 42%. If you're red on a stock up 40%, and I've been that person before, I've done it, and it always feels like, man, how did I do this? It's just a reminder to get back to practice. Study, practice in the sim. If you can't make money in the simulator, you've got no business trading with real money. So, you just got to practice, and then, once you're ready to flip that switch, you flip the switch, you trade real money, and, the winners are going to start rolling in. So, congratulations for those of you guys who have, brought home some big winners this week. I wasn't expecting this was going to be as big of a week as it is, but for me, it's a $30,000 week. Between yesterday, Monday, and of course today, this has now put me in my small account that I started with $583, just under 2 years ago. The account is now up over $800,000. 200,000 to go. So pretty exciting. So I'm now sitting up on the year right around $465,000, up $48,000 on the month. Big days like this, they come along every now and then. Sometimes it's a couple times a month, sometimes it's once every couple months, but these are the days that they count so much. They matter so much. Last year, I had three days last year that contributed about 30% of my total gains for the entire year. 3 days made up 30% of my gains. And, the remaining 230 days of the year, those were days me, hitting the $500,000, $2,000 daily goal, whatever. But then every now and then you're in the right place at the right time. You see the setup, you step up to the plate and you get that big win. And fortunately, I got that on 3 big days last year. And it's happened on this year, probably 5 days or so. I haven't had one massive day so far this year. The best day has been about $30,000, but it's certainly nice to have these big green days. All right, so now that's in for those of you guys who are watching on YouTube. Those of you guys still hanging with me live, really just a incredible day. Patrick is now up $11,000 after BOXL. I mean, I'm looking at the chat feed here, and it's like one trader after another. You guys are just killing it. And these are the days that certainly, we make it look easy on days like this because the market is just really, really hot. The reality is, in a lot of ways, this job is easy. It's easy in the sense that I'm sitting down, in my office. What you guys can see is, a pretty nice little setup. Got my speakers, listen to my music, my tunes. And this is my job. I come in here every morning. So do I love it? Yeah, absolutely. I can do it from the comfort of my own home. I choose to have an office about 10 minutes away from my house, but you can do this from the comfort of your own home. It's an easy job. You don't have to go out and start the car at 5:30 in the morning in January to drive 45 minutes into the office or into, the work site or whatever it is. You sit down, the wood stove's cranking, and you do your thing. So, the reality is pressing a couple buttons is pretty easy. Do I have insurance on my hands? You better believe it. These are the most important parts of my body, aside from my brain. When I'm not trading, I walk around wearing gloves. Where the heck are they? Here they are. So, all right, here we go. Can't have anything happening to these bad boys. All right, there's one, and here's the other one. All right, these are the money makers. So, is it an easy job? Yeah, it's an easy job. The hard part of this job is learning the strategy. That's the hard part. And it took me, as you guys know, 2+ years of trial and error. During that time, I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars of an inheritance that I was fortunate enough to get and then foolish enough to squander. And I went through a divorce. I went into debt. I had tens of thousands of dollars of credit card debt. And it's because the hardest part of becoming a trader is strategy development. It's the strategy development phase. That took me 2.5 years. Now, once you graduate from strategy development, you're live trading a proven strategy. But for a lot of traders, they simply cannot afford to spend 2 years developing a strategy and not making money. I mean, I spent 2 years sitting in front of the computer, 8 hours a day studying, and I wasn't making any money. So not a lot of people can afford to do that. And that's why so many traders fail. It's not because they couldn't have become a successful trader. It's because they didn't have the 2 years plus to figure it out on their own. They needed to be successful within the next few months. They had a short window of opportunity. They get in, they lose money, and then they're back out, and they need to go get like a regular job or whatever the case may be. So once you graduate from strategy development, you're live trading a proven strategy, and that's the part that's easy. Every single day I sit down here and I'm literally doing the same thing every single day. And some days I make money and some days I lose money. When I look back on my metrics, I'm right just about 70% of the time. And so obviously I make more than I lose, and my average winners are bigger than my average losers. And as a result of those metrics, I'm a profitable trader. And those metrics are the result of just trading the same strategy every single day. And today was no different, and yesterday was no different. These just happen to be really good days. One of the things that is challenging in the market is the fact that doing the same exact thing does not always produce the same results, because sometimes the market is really, really strong, like you see today. This stock, ABIL, had a bull flag pattern right here with an entry point at $4.36 and a max loss of $4.21. It ends up going up almost $2 per share, more than $2 per share off of this pattern. On another day or on another stock, you may see this pattern pop up to 450 and then drop back down to 4. It's the same pattern, but it doesn't always resolve in the same way. Sometimes it's exceptionally good, as this one was, and other times it's exceptionally bad. So learning to have an intuition of when things are going to be strong and when they're going to be weak is something that takes time, and it certainly helps to have a guide, like myself by your side, who can tell you, guys, this is the time to be aggressive because the market is hot. So yesterday I was aggressive on ANY, and as you'll remember, I accidentally took a 30,000 share position on the stock, accidentally, because I had an error I didn't realize one of the settings in my order entry window, and so I discovered the problem and I thought I fixed it. As it turns out, I didn't fix it, and it happened again today. I'll show you what happened in a second. But on ANY yesterday, jumped into it as it was squeezing up, added, and we got this move from $2.80 up to $3.75. We were watching $4.25 as a possible daily target, and in the afternoon, this thing into power hour from 3 to 4 p.m. ended up squeezing up to $5, getting halted on a circuit breaker, dropping back down, and then surging all the way up to $6.77. This morning, I did take one trade on it. I took a trade for the break over $7. You can see it hit a high of $7.18, and then it sold off. So my very first trade on this one was adding at $6.77 and $6.92, and then selling at $6.14, $6.13. $7.14, $7.13, $7.03, and the rest is $6.90. So a nice little scalp there on ABIL right out of the gates, and I made $1,100. And I was like, hey, good. That's my daily goal, $1,000 on a Wednesday before a holiday weekend. This is good. All right, so ABIL was also on our watch list. Every single morning I run this gap scanner, and this helps me find stocks that are moving up right now in real time. Pre-market. And so ABIL was our leading stock pre-market, up 30%, with a 2.4 million share float, 280,000 shares of pre-market volume, priced at $3.68, and with a catalyst, with a headline. So I saw it squeezing up, and in the first few minutes, it was actually really volatile. I mean, you can see here the first 15 minutes, it squeezed from 380 all the way up to 424, and then it dropped all the way back down, and for a moment looked like it was going to go red on the day. And then it rips back up to 420 and 435, and then comes back down again below $4. So this thing was all over the place. I took a trade on it from 418, or where was it? I got in at 415, 418. I tried to double at 420 by clicking the button. I ended up clicking just like shy of the button, so I didn't get, my order didn't even go through. And then I sold at 424 and 423. So that was my first trade on ABIL, and I didn't end up trading it again because by the time it really started to take off and give us this 5-minute setup, I had already had my big winner, and I didn't want to get complacent and get sloppy, so I just left it alone. And then INPX starts popping up. And it started popping up in a way very similar to ANY yesterday, which was starting with a red to green move. Now, this was a strong stock yesterday, as you can see. It made a pretty big move, and it's a daily, got a daily setup here with lots of room. It's a recent reverse split. And so it pretty much had everything we look for in that sense. It squeezes up here, and I saw some of you guys in the chat room were watching it over $4.78 for it to hit new highs. I saw it squeeze up, and as I saw it, I was like, oh, this thing is ripping from 450 to 5. It looks like it's going to go. So I punched the order. Boom, boom, boom. I'm in with 9,000 shares, and I try to add at 535 to go up to 12,000 shares. So I've got 9,000 shares at an average of $5, and it's halted at 535. I'm already up $3,000 on the trade. Okay, so I'm in the driver's seat, absolutely. And when I took the trade, I took it on this window right down here. Okay, so then what I did was I don't really like trading on this bottom window. I like trading on my top two windows, just the way my eye looks at the screen. So I go and type right here, INPX. But it didn't put in 3,000 shares the way it normally would. It put in 9,000 shares because that's how many shares I was currently holding. I didn't see that. I didn't realize that. So I'm watching it for resumption, and it opens at 586, and it squeezes up. And so I press buy, and I buy 9,000 shares at $6. So now I've got 18,000 shares of this stock. And I'm watching it squeeze up, and I look over, and I see 18,000 shares, and I'm like, God dang it, this happened again. 2 days in a row. And I'm like, okay, all of a sudden my adrenaline starts to pick up because I'm in this thing way deeper than I thought. I was not planning on adding 9,000 shares at $6. I was planning on adding 3,000 and going up to 12,000 shares full size. And with 12,000 shares of full size, my average cost would have been around $525 or $530. Now I just doubled my position, and my average cost is $550. All right, so I'm like, whoa, I'm in this thing a lot heavier than I thought I was going to be. And I couldn't tell that it was going to halt, so I just threw out an order to sell half. And I sold half at $645, and then it halted. And I was like, oh. I could have I shoulda, coulda, woulda held the whole thing going into the second halt, because it resumes and it ends up tapping a high of $7 and then $7.25. So I could have been holding 18,000 shares from an average of $550 and sold it the whole thing right around maybe $7. But I ended up selling the whole thing at an average of I guess right around $670. So with 18,000 shares, I made a $20,000, which is certainly no doubt a great trade. So I was selling at $645 half, threw out an order to sell more at $706, only filled 100 shares on the ask. So I hit the bid at $685. And then it squeezes up. You can see I'm only filling small size. I sell a little at $59, a little more at $723. And then as it started to drop down, I tried to go short. I didn't think I would have shares available, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it anyways. Who knows? Maybe I'll get filled. But my order got rejected. So I tried to go short right here at 623, and I would have been covering down here at 550. So that's how you make $20,000. But I was not planning on adding 9,000 shares at that price. It ended up working well, and we're in a market where we're seeing some irrational strength, which I was expecting. But I need to figure out this issue. So I am going to put an email into Sterling today to figure out why that happened. I thought when I went into my settings and changed level 1 order entry to leave all fields unchanged, that would fix it, but it didn't. So now I got to figure out, is it something in here, which I didn't see anything. This is clicking, this is display. So I don't know. I need to figure out what's causing that and get it fixed. Most likely it's just a setting that I'm not knowing where it is, and I'll be able to fix it. But yeah, it's just been kind of a surprise that this happened, and it's happened twice. So I am hoping that we can get that fixed, because I really don't want to keep doing this by accident. It's been good the last 2 days, but it only has to happen once before it kills me. And the reality is, sometimes I press it twice, and if I had pressed it twice, would I have gotten filled, 27,000 shares? And what if I was buying from a hidden seller? So I fill 27,000 shares, and then immediately it drops and gets halted going back down. Settings, miscellaneous, soft share at the bottom. Let's go. Settings, miscellaneous. Soft share limit. It's not even respecting that, clearly, because I'm exceeding that. So I'll have to find out why that's not working either. But that's a good one to take note of as well. I'm going to grab a screenshot of that. So anyways, all's well that ends well. Ended up being a green day. I will get this issue fixed. And of course, I don't add to stocks that I don't think have, potential to move higher. It's just the fact that if there was a big hidden seller there, I could potentially be buying from that hidden seller. What if someone's trying to unload 100,000 shares, and they put that 100,000 share order there? I double at 6 to 9,000 to 18,000. I double again to 27,000, not realizing it. And now my cost basis has gone from $5 all the way up to $5.75, right? And then it flushes back down and halts going down at $5.50. I'm holding 27,000 shares at $5.50. It resumes lower at $5.25, $5. That could be a $15,000, $20,000 loss potentially. So I do need to get this figured out, but in any case, I'll appreciate the 2 days of the markets being hot when this issue came up. I've had more than my fair share of hotkey errors where it did cost me money, so it's nice to have a couple errors that actually make me money. A nice little refresh there. But anyways, that's about it for me. And want to remind you guys that, of course, we've got our Black Friday sales happening right now, and we're going to have those running through the weekend. So I want you guys to, those of you on YouTube, on Facebook, and those of you in the chat room who want to upgrade your subscription, it's a great time to do it. You'll get a good savings and, give you a chance to, become part of the Warrior Trading family for those of you that have been watching on the sidelines for a while. The market usually does heat up in November and December and January. Those are my 3 strongest months of the year historically. We still have 5 days left in the month, and I'm already at $50,000. So another day like this, and I've got a chance at really having a pretty impressive day. The sales don't, they're one-time purchase discounts. So if you upgraded to an annual, you would get a one-time discount on that purchase. It's not like you'll always be 30% off on your monthly subscription if you just join a monthly. We just, for whatever reason, we've always set it up that it's on the first purchase. So, for upgrading for a year or a quarter or even, joining for a month, you'll get that savings on that first order. Okay, so anyways, that's it for me. I'm gonna switch gears here and get some work done that I need to finish up before the day off tomorrow and Friday. And I'll see all of you guys back in the chat room first thing on Monday morning. The rooms will be open on Friday, but the market's only open half day, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a slow day. So no mentor sessions tomorrow, no mentor sessions on Friday, but we'll be back at it first thing on Monday morning, hopefully with a bunch of new traders. Hoping to learn how we do this and make it happen. All right, so hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving, and I will see you all first thing next week. All right, bye everyone. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content. Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.